Hello everyone. Yesterday, I did a 5-minute video, but I realized it was too short. Like I was rushing, and even though I thought I would keep all my videos to 5 minutes, um, today I think I'll do a 10 or 15 minutes because I really want to progress as quickly as possible to tell my story. Welcome back. If you haven't subscribed, please do, because it will also help me to know that there's someone out there who is getting inspired by what I say, because it's written in the Bible that there's nothing new under the sun. There's no situation that is going to be introduced into the world, because whatever you're going through, about 1 million or billion people are going to go through it. So it's like recycling the same kind of situations, breakups, makeups, all of that. It will just keep repeating itself in different families and with different individuals. So it's always good to testify, because one method might not work for someone to overcome it, but another might. So as yesterday I was saying, people are called to back into the presence of God in different ways, and by my one, it was God made me rush off. He let me rush off into a marriage, only to realize that I really needed him more than I needed a husband. So as I hope you watched the 5-minute video I did yesterday. It's the part 1. I believe yesterday I had stopped at the point where I went to Citizens Advice and the process of finding a visa for him, because as he had said, it was he didn't mind where we were going to live. He said, either you come back to Uganda or I come to the UK, or if you decide we're going to China, I don't mind where we're going as long as we are together. So as someone who has children here, I have two sons from my first marriage, and I decided, you know what, it's best for him first to come over here, and then we progress, because my son's father, he doesn't live in the UK, he lives in Germany. So I'm like, I can't just up and leave them here. So we planned that he would have to come to the UK for at least 2-3 years, and then we probably go back to Uganda. So then I started the process of the visa, trying to find out how to get in here. So as the advice through all the options that we went through was just get married. And since I loved him and he loved me, I went in for it. It wasn't like easy, because even if we had already made the decision we're going to get married, mentally I wasn't prepared, because as I say, he was younger than me, and I am someone who at times I worry a lot about what people say. So it burdened me a lot, because I've also had other relationships that didn't go well, and my children growing up, they went through a lot. And my younger one, he was okay. He says, Mom, I wish you all the best, but my older one, he was more protective. I was like, Mom, I don't want you to just get married and get hurt again. So it took a couple of weeks before I told him, because I knew there was going to be an argument, a wall, a barrier put up, and that's exactly what happened. And I remember I cried a lot. I cried a lot when we were speaking. I was like, I don't want to hurt my children. I don't want to make a wrong decision. And he was I kept asking him, are you sure, are you sure, are you sure? And I said, listen, and with my I was already in the point where I was like, in 10 years I might have wrinkles, I might be too old, I will be like this and you still be young and all. And he would be like, I don't care, I'll be holding your hand. I worried. I actually put myself like 10-20 years from now, how will I look, how will my appearance look, and all that, and we kept talking and talking and talking till I said, okay, let's do this. And while all this was going on, like we were preparing all the other things, like the documents, his children, like the birth certificates were missing, so we were fixing that all. And we set the date for July, and I booked my flight for June. So we like planned everything. It's like when we human beings, we are determined to do something, we set up, like we double check, cross check every detail to make sure it's perfect. And I must tell you all, it was perfect. We planned everything. And as I say, he's hardworking. We share the same hobbies, very creative. And what I loved about this man was he loved his children, because as a woman, I have met men and I've been with some men who have children, maybe in their first marriage or relationships, and they don't even have any contact. I've had an ex like that before. I will tell you that story when I go back to the beginning. Men who don't take care of their own children. As a single mom, I say to all you single parents out there, a man who cannot take care of his own children will never be able to take care of your child, And with my partner, then partner, he loved his children so much. His relationship, because he came from a broken home, and his mom died when he was younger, and he found himself on the streets. And this was the thing, I am someone who doesn't really mind. I don't look out for money. I don't look out for what you have. I look out for the heart, and he had a beautiful heart. To me, he had a beautiful heart, and I didn't mind if he didn't finish his education. I didn't mind that he, at some point when his mom died and he started suffering under his stepmother's care, he went and sort of became a street child. So here I was, getting married to someone younger who didn't finish his education, didn't have much to offer me apart from his love. Other women or people, friends of mine that I've known, would be like, oh my God, what are you doing? I said, I'm a single mom. I've been independent most of my life, and I'm not going to worry about that, because what for me was most important is that, one, the love is there. Two, we've synchronized everything and we're working hard towards a goal. And three, our children, his and mine, are happy. And after what we planned, everything was going according to plan. We were going to have a beautiful future, no doubt. So as I said, he said we should keep this relationship secret, because people back home are jealous, and all he said is there are evil people, a lot of evil people around. So I was like, all right, And me as well, I didn't actually tell my mom because as I said, all my siblings are here and my children and my ex, everybody knew that we were getting married. So, but my mom back home, I didn't tell her because we have this thing in I guess it's in most countries, third world countries, I would say, where they speak of you bring someone home and they'll start finding, they want to know what does he have, his education, who are his parents, blah blah blah, you know. And here I was marrying a guy with who had just a bit of he had no education actually. He has nothing to offer financially, I mean, and he would not be able to bring a presentable family because he, through the fact that his mom died, his stepmother, there were issues there. He's sort of like, he's someone who grew up on his own. He has family members there as a more as a decoration, but he wouldn't be able to, like normally traditionally, yeah, you come to visit the in-laws as a family. He wasn't able to come with that. So I thought, you know what, we talked about it, and I said, you know, the best thing would be when we are married and you come over, we work out at least 2 years hard work, then we would go and present ourselves to mom and my uncles back home and aunties, yeah, the grand uncles and aunties. So that was the plan. So I didn't tell mom, so we were going to make it a very quiet civil wedding. Just a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, and the two witnesses, him and just us. So it was something, and we decided that we are gonna get married in a different town because he actually lives in the same town as my mother. So we went and booked, my friend went and booked the date in a different town and because they usually put out that is also one of the reasons why we decided to go to the other town, because they will put out our photos and this thing of, oh, if anybody knows this person, blah 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 blah. So obviously if we put our photos in that town where my mom lives, someone we're known, yeah, so word would already go out. You would hear it on the radio, oh blah 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 blah, their photos are that because we are both known. So everything was on point. We double checked about we had targets we had targets we needed to reach, you know. So we set some targets and we were going to, let's say, box these targets down, like and we were happy. I must tell you, I was happy because if I am to tell as I'm going back to tell the story from the beginning, I had come a long way. As I'm someone who loves, who when I'm in love, I just become hopeless. And I was so happy because I had 2 children. I have 2 children, boys, and he has girls, so young girls. So I was happy, like, oh God has finally blessed me with daughters, and I couldn't wait. I already started picturing, like, going to take them to do their hair, and I'm gonna get them into music because he's a musician, I'm a musician. I'm gonna be doing the vocal warm-ups with them and all that. I was so excited. I couldn't wait for them to come. So his daughters were between the age of 6 and 8, and two of them, and he had a young son who was a little over 2 years from his ex-girlfriend, the last girlfriend before we came together. So he told me when we started dating, the thing was like they'd broken up, and he was taking. And the good thing that is also another one of the reasons that I decided to be with him, because even though he's in a third world country, he was still putting the effort to, because he said she became pregnant. They were dating, and then she became pregnant, and she was a young person, so practically her family had sent her away, you know. So when they sort of separated, um, he was renting a place for her and the child, so he was paying child support, and he was paying for her expenses, her maintenance, and all that, whatever. Yeah. So that made me proud that this is someone in a third world country where I know most men would just, if they get someone pregnant and they're also struggling financially, they would just run off. But he was doing his best to pay for the child. So anyway, we talked about it, and we were like, okay, so the girls were living with his uncle, that's his father's brother, and the child was living with the mother. So I'm like, okay, we would see what we would do, because the child is young, and if need be, I thought he would have to come with the baby, with the boy, and he'd grow up here. And for the girls, we thought, because I grew up in boarding school is something like something that most of us in Africa go through. We've been boarding school. It's for us, it was fun being away from home. We actually together with our friends for 3 months and until the school holidays. So we had thought, and it's also keeps, there's a routine that helps the children like concentrate on their education. It's not like being at home and then weekends you'll be wandering out here, but there it's always a routine that helps them academically as well. So that was the plan, that the girls would remain in school and then come over to visit over the holidays. So anyway, everything was perfect. I started getting I started shopping for my wedding dress. I have a work colleague, and she was helping me. My niece from Germany, hi, she was helping me as well, and a friend from Australia. So there was an excitement finally for me, like I'm actually getting married, because I went through a lot as an older woman. Yeah, I'm marrying someone younger. First of all, there was this panic. Oh my God, my wrinkles are gonna start coming, and you're still gonna be fine and smooth and ooh, as a young stud when I'm. and then after that, then there was the phase where I was like, oh, my children, my sons, blah 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 blah. Then we crossed over from that. Then I started worrying, yeah, if he comes here, because we see a lot of stories about relationship, long distance relationships, yeah, when people come from abroad. Sorry, I just have to it's a bit cold, yeah. So, and I've got my cuddle blanket. I always have it all over, so if you're seeing this makes it more cozy. Yeah, I'm at home. I'm not one of them who will be like, oh, trying to be all fine and all that. No, that is just, this is why it's called simply me. I'm just a simple person. Yeah. So when you see my cuddle blanket, just know that I'm comfortable. Yeah, as I say, we hear about long distance relationships between older older women or even older guys dating younger people in other countries, and then we get to hear a lot of when these people come over to the Western world, then some of them will just, after a short while, just pack up and leave you. I heard a lot of that. I heard, oh, he's coming here for a visa. And I was really having tummy cramps all the time. Because, yes, true, he would, if he was one of them, obviously he was going to come and, yeah, find a way to leave me and just find someone else. And the tummy crumbs came was when I was thinking, oh my God, he might come in and find a younger woman, someone of much younger than I am, and maybe my skin will be not as smooth as hers, and this and this and this. All these things kept going on through my head, and it kept going on and on till I said, you know what, if he comes, and we settle for a bit, and he goes away, he leaves me, I said, God, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. Because in my mind, it's all about helping someone. If I've helped him find a way to come into the Western world, for him to find an opportunity to have a better life for him and his children, and he leaves me, I said, I'm good with it. If he gives me 1 month of his life, I'm okay with it. If he gives me 1 week, I'm okay with it. If he stays with me 5 years, I say, God, I will appreciate it. I will appreciate every moment, even if it's the slightest, the little, most, the shortest time. I said, I'm going to make most of it. And if he goes, I said, I won't be hurt. I won't be hurt. I wish him well, because in my heart, I will be happy knowing that his children will have a better future, and I contributed to that. So anyway, I was now over everything. I went through all those details, yeah, and then I started shopping. I started packing my things, and at that time I was filming because I was I'm an extra. So, and at that time, it came at the right time that I was also filming. We did filming for 6 weeks. I was every day full time. And on top of that, as someone with an organization, every year I was doing projects back home with the youth. So I was also planning that, because the projects, the project that I was going to do was going to even be, it was also happening in July. So I was getting married, I was having my projects done, I was doing my filming until June. So it was a very busy phase of my life. And normally normally they say I would have, I think I was a little bit of a bridezilla, yeah. Sometimes when I was going through all that phase of thinking about all those disadvantages of marrying a younger person, yeah, there were some days when I was cranky as well. It started off like I was a bit this feeling of, okay, when I call him, I get stressed. I get stressed, and then I call him, and he's busy. As a musician, he's busy doing this A B C D, and then I'd be upset that I can't reach him, because there were some times like I get so overwhelmed, like, oh my God, is this really a good idea? Are we really going to be okay? And those moments, when I had those moments, it was like I would want to speak to him, and then I'd call, and then maybe the network is down, or he's in an area filming, because he also did video shoots for people. He's a videographer as well, so he'll be somewhere in the field shooting some, and there's no network. And at that moment I start getting anxiety, like, oh my god, blah, 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 and I want to talk to him, I can't reach him. Then I start, oh my god, normally I've never been a jealous person, yeah, and I wasn't even that jealous that, oh, he's with other ladies, maybe an artist, or he's shooting whose video or whatever. But what my anxiety, it wasn't about being jealous. My anxiety was more like I couldn't talk to anyone about it. You know, I couldn't call my mom and tell her about it. Normally I would speak to mom about that, but now as mom, we're keeping this secret from her. All I wanted to talk, all I had, the only person I could talk to was him. You know, there's sometimes we would stay on the phone and talk till we fall asleep, you know, and he'd be like, no, I want you, I'm going to stay on the phone until I hear you start breathing deeply, until you're really tired and want to fall asleep. So definitely it was a very a crazy phase. This is, I guess this part 2 is to tell you about the anxiety and all the worries I was going through because of marrying a younger person. But all in all, those 4 months, it went really quick, and then I got everything sorted, my clothes, everything. It was perfect. So and he didn't tell his parents. No one from his family knew, but my side already knew. So it was okay. It was okay. I booked all when I was flying to Uganda. The first, we even planned how we were going to move. Like the first 3 days, we're going to stay close to the airport at Entebbe, and then we're going to stay a couple of days in the capital city, and then we would travel down to my mom's village where he lives, and where the projects that I run was going to happen. So yeah, so then when everything was ready and I finished filming middle of June, and I was good to go. I was good to go. I could not wait to see him. I could not wait to get married. And yeah, I cannot explain to anyone the feeling when, hey, listen, I was older than this guy by about 13-14 years, and I had, over the months, I had been through a lot of worrying, like, you know, when you see some other women, they're older, oh, my weight, I need to be skinny, I need to be according to his size and everything, my skin should be, I was under pressure to keep up with his youth. And I overcame that. So yeah, I'm gonna tell the next tale. I'll continue in the part 3, and do subscribe and share. We need to inspire others and support each other and learn from each other. So leave some comments as well. I'd be grateful for that. And yeah, I'm gonna make it 30 minutes every video. Now I'll do it at 30 minutes. 5 minutes is just too short. So Have a great evening, folks, and subscribe and share your comments, and I'll see you in the next. Take care. Bye.